And on getting there, she saw her child looking highly dehumanized and brutalized. Because the narrative they gave her was that her daughter was strong, she has ringworm, and that she should send 25,000 naira for the treatment. And
Wọ́n ti yọ ẹyin gbogbo ẹyin kò sẹ́yìn lẹ́nu ẹ̀ mọ́ ẹjọ́ ìràn mí lọ́wọ́ ẹ ṣàánú mi.
My secretary, who happens to be at General Hospital at the moment when the girl was brought in, called me. Her daughter too was strong, so she called me that there's a case of a girl who was raped. She was just brought in, and it's pretty bad. So I got interested and I asked her to describe the scenario. She said she was kept with some family members, and within a space of 2 months, the child was humiliated and all of that. So I insisted that since it was my territory, let me talk to the medical personnel on ground. And I spoke to some of the medical personnel, the doctors and the matron who were in charge of the pediatric ward. And they confirmed to me that the girl was molested, abused, raped, and dehumanized. And then I asked that I speak to the mother of the child, and I asked for her consent to take this up. I got calls from even the hospital, to intervene in that issue, and the mother gave us the permission to escalate it and raise help for her, because of course she didn't even have money. We had to raise money to settle some of the bills so that the child can begin immediate treatment, to also fund some of the tests and all of those things that were done, just to make sure that there was no delay while we also took it up. So I decided to do a WhatsApp post and narrate the whole scenario to the public about how the woman left her child. Herself and her husband are separated, and the child has a special need. I think she has this imbalance. I can't place the name. It's this hormonal issue or something, and she can't speak too well. She's 4 years. She was kept with. So it was agreed by the father and the mother to keep the child with the father's supposed elder sister and her family, while the mother go look for greener pasture to take care of the child, because basically two poor people or two dying people or two helpless people cannot help each other. She took the child to the father's elder sister, who stays around Merit, around Kola axis, and she's been, of course, sending money and all of that. The whole duration for this child's stay was just 3 months. The first month, the mother was there, with gifts and all of that to check on the child. But the last 2 months, she didn't, because she was at work and all of that. And she has been sending money for upkeep and all of that. 22nd October 2023, the girl was locked out of the compound, and the neighbors saw the girl in, outside, and was wondering who had molested her, and she was looking all bruised up. So they called the police, and they came and arrested the woman who the girl was staying with in church. They went to her church and arrested her in the church. But it didn't take long for them to release her before they called the mother of the child, asking her to come and pick her child if she still wants her child alive. So she rushed down there with her friend, I think Toyosi. She rushed down there with her friend, and on getting there, she saw her child looking highly dehumanized and brutalized. Because the narrative they gave her was that her daughter was strong, she has ringworm, and that she should send 25,000 naira for the treatment. And she said that she doesn't even have that kind of money. And on getting there, she saw that the child was in a very, very bad state. So she rushed the child to General Hospital, Ota. which was the closest general hospital. Of course, she can't even afford a private hospital, so she had to go to general hospital. It was at general hospital while she got into general hospital that she met my secretary, whose child was also strong and was taking treatment in that same pediatric ward. So as she opened up to my secretary, who in turn called me and narrated the whole scenario to me, and then I stepped in, did some videos, got her statement, got her reaction, got the true side of the story, and then I decided to call for help. And I reached out to quite a number of people. Some didn't respond, some responded, and some played a very proactive role. Demike and Oshadipe Adedayo and Mirabel already made an arrangement for an ambulance and all that to pick the girl and then also get her referred. But when Dayton came, who was also, like I mentioned earlier, contacted by my secretary, she came with a Lagos State ambulance, a pediatrician on board, and they they referred the child to Ifako General Hospital where she's currently taking treatment. I probably wouldn't have been seen in the whole scenario, even though I escalated the whole issue, brought it out online. My major aim was to get help for the child, which, as at the point I didn't go to General Hospital and took the child, I was relieved because she said she came on the mandate of the First Lady of Lagos State, Mrs. Sanwo-Olu, to give the child the best health care, which of course was my joy, and I just stayed off and I just gave them kudos from afar. We have already settled all the bills at the General Hospital, and so at this point I felt like I was satisfied already, because this child wouldn't just die like how children who suffer from poverty just die carelessly. So I knew she was in best hands, but it took a new turn when we started receiving news, saw a video of argument in the hospital with Adetong telling the mother all sorts, she was going to be arrested as well. So that those videos started flying around, and I was wondering, this is not the aim of this. The aim of this is to first of all rescue the child, and if possible, empower the mother. I'm not saying what the mother did is right, and I'm not saying what she did is wrong, but like I said earlier, two poor people cannot help themselves. This is a woman who is jobless, has no means, and has a special child to take care of. It's not bad to have an arrangement for a family member to host the child while you go source for money and all of that. I heard that they made so many derogatory words against the mother, like saying she went to do a Lusho walk, and so it was at this point when I started seeing all of these videos that were sent to me that I said, okay, I think it's time to really intervene and follow this up. Maybe I shouldn't just leave it the way it is. I went to Ifako General Hospital, and I learned that what I heard was that the mother of the child, was already taken to Her Excellency, as spoken by, or as mentioned by Adetong, that they are taking her to Her Excellency, the First Lady, and that they are going to arrest her, they are going to do this, they are going to do that. I'm like, it's not even necessary. The daughter is dying, and we are just talking about harassing, intimidating, and oppressing the mother. I feel that if there is anybody that should go through scrutiny right now are the family members, the people who hosted this child, molested, abused, and almost destroyed the life of the child. I feel like it should be the one behind bars now and being questioned. So I later found out from the mother of the child and also her friend that they wanted to take her to somewhere in Ayobo also to train her or help her complete her training on tailoring. She was an half-trained tailor, so they said they were going to empower her by taking her to Ayobo, and she said no, that she doesn't want to go for any training now. She just wants to stay with her child and make sure that her child gets all the best health care. So at this point, when it became this serious, I decided to visit the hospital myself and find out what was going on. Though I met some people from Lagos social welfare, and they gave an explanation of what was really going on, that there are a lot of misconceptions in the air and a lot of things that has been said by both Adetong and some other quarters that are not true. But my goal majorly in all of this is that the child is returned back to her normal state. It will take a lot of healthcare, a lot of money. It will take a lot of therapy, counseling, social integration, socialization, and all of that for that girl to, regain, return back to her factory setting. So for me, my goal here, my aim is to ensure that first, the girl gets the best of treatment. Two, that the people who did this evil to this innocent child are brought to book and are dealt with within the absence of the law. And number three, to also ensure that, the mother, is reunited with the child and probably empowered to, of course, take care of the child.
And then their office.
When their office.
Don't let her grant you interview.
No, she's not granting an interview. This interview.
You are recording now.
Do you know that she had already done several interviews before
It
this?
doesn't matter. No, but not this one. I am
It's not about you being here. It's about people knowing the true state of things.
They will
This is
know.
a public issue.
They will know.
This is a public
They
issue.
will
I
know.
took this issue
You know,
public.
if not because
And
we
I
are
also-
waiting for, is it the one?
A lot of people are involved in this.
We have gotten their family members. So please.
I care less about family members.
For the girls' sake.
I care less about family. Where
No,
were family
but-
members? Where were family members when all of this chaos was happening?
She said
That's
Family
why-
members that could not keep the child, that could not take the child.
That's why we need to do our.
Do you know? Let me say something. Do you know that there are about 1,001 of these cases?
We know
It
now,
is only
it's
the
our
one
job.
that is escalated
Yeah,
that
no,
that
yeah,
people
those
get
that
to
are
know.
not, you are right.
So
that didn't get to know and get involved.
Yes.
what I want to say is that we must follow the process one after the other. There's nothing like hide and seek in this
That's
issue.
why I said come to the ministry.
To the ministry
Yes.
to ask her basic
Not
questions.
to ask her if you want to know more about this matter. It's not a case case.
Now this case is already in the public.
We
So you are
know.
just trying to update this. You have to
We
update
know,
people.
we know, but right now we cannot. We cannot interview her, please. I'm begging you.
What I heard is that they took it to Her Excellency.
Ọ̀dọ̀ yín tí mo wá lánàá.
I said it that that's not someone's wife.
It's what we are saying.
That's not someone's wife. That's why I said I am. You know what? That's why I kept quiet. That's why I said. That's why I said I'm now going to follow up
You
this
know,
case.
we are not doing
So that I don't-
She's
I-
the one that will use her own mouth to
You
tell
know,
the story.
you know.
You know the funny part? If you ask her now, she doesn't even know. Probably didn't even know the ministry where she was taken to. In Alawa.
Shebi, ìyàwó, what did Dodo tell you that they are taking you to someone's wife?
Which was that where you were
First
taken
lady.
to?
First lady.
Yes,
Was
now.
that where you were taken to?
But she
Shey
know
ìyàwó
the first
fẹ́-
lady.
But that is it.
Former first lady.
Information that is out there. They are trying to counter those
I don't know.
information.
I called the office of the IG on this issue.
Fóònù mi wọnú
He
báyìí.
now said it's not possible that they will take
Now, they are
her to
not.
someone's wife.
It's even a
And
defense.
someone will be saying they should take her to Ayobo.
You know that this